Hello, Conquerors. I am your host and humble guide maker, the Purple Bull Moose. Welcome back to the channel where we cover all things Old World. I'll be doing my best to give you all the tools necessary to take on the best 4X strategy game of the last decade at its highest difficulty. Please help support the channel so we can spread the good word about this criminally underrated game. We are halfway to the 500 subs needed to monetize, so at the risk of being cringy, I'd appreciate you helping me get across that first hurdle. Now, without further delay, let's get into it. Well, welcome back, everybody. Where we last left off, it was the first episode. So, for all the first-time watchers or the people catching this series and haven't checked out the other two, allow me to bestow upon you one of my few non-gameplay tips and tricks. When you are saving your game to go from, one save to go to work or do whatever you do in your life that is not escapism into the old world, always be sure to leave yourself a nice little bookmark so you can pick right back up where you left off. So in this case, our save file is saved as Be Careful with Kingy, Settler in Wukro after the festival, Get Culture Train Rolling, and Scout to the Southwest, or South out to the Southwest. I think that's supposed to be Scout out to the Southwest, but typos happen. This is just a good way for you to know where to leave off. And if memory serves, our king is running very, very low on health. And yet he probably has to kill 3 more units before we can get that final site. And he doesn't have a great place to retreat to. At least not a place that's not going to take a whole bunch of orders and waste a lot of time. But we do have a game plan set. We have a whole bunch of sites that we need to settle, and we have our first 3 cities up. It is likely that I'll actually be pumping a settler out of our 2 other seats, just so that we can give our capital a little bit of a reprieve. I mean, after all, we are trying to get the growth train rolling in the capital. So we don't want to be wasting all of our growth. But you know what? Better to touch in on that when we have the thing to illustrate. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Well, okay. We're all out of orders. We could buy another one if we really want to, but we're going to be pretty stingy with our training as much as we can. But this is what I'm talking about. Be careful with Kingy. He is going to be taking a wallop here on 1 more set of damage out of this 1 unit, and then this unit perishes. But then we have another unit spawning in a second. Now, they'll hopefully come out to us, at least in a range of 2. There's no hills here for us to have to close the distance. If you are on hills as a ranged unit, you get further range. But we should be okay, because as long as we're taking on troops 1-on-1, they can't hit us because they get stunned every single turn. The only way that we've actually taken this much damage is that we took on 2v1 with the king alone. Guys, this really just showcases the power of a tactician leader thrown on as a general. The stuns are so good. If you haven't played around with it, give it a shot. There's a lot of good options to pick from. But to go to the other, personally installed ambitions, we do want to scout out to the southwest. We also want to probably pick up this ancient ruin here, this other one right here, before another scout comes in. We do have this nice barrier, so we don't want to necessarily scout out this way. We don't need to know what's out there, but we need to know what's out here. There's no walls for us to protect ourselves from the great beyond. So we need to know what threats are out here so we can better assess what we need to do to protect ourselves. But we've protected ourselves pretty good with this established peace with the Persians, so the southwest seems to be fairly locked down. If we can maintain those relations, it'd be really nice to not have to worry about this side of the map. But let's go ahead and end the year and pick up from there. All right. So, gotta take care of the king. Quick stun there. Quick kill, rather. And we are waiting for whatever unit just spawned to come out and try to attack us, which is fine. As long as they aren't able to do 2 damage to us, we should be okay. Should be, is the key word. We will see. Yikes. Big yikes. In fact, if it's a melee unit, we might just die here. This suspense is killing me. We're going to take the base food. We have a couple more settlers to get out. It'd be nice to be able to hold on to. And we're not going to be able to find out what the mystery unit is, so we will just have to suffer the consequences, I guess. Oh, pain. It was 2 melees. What's the odd of tribal camp pumping out 3 melee units? That seems unlikely, he said in dire hope. Worker-wise, we need one more farm, but that's already on its way. Our food production is doing excellent, and the rest of our production is crap. So we really got to get that sorted. Drama is up in 8 turns, so if you don't have any stone to show for it, we are going to have to spend quite a bit to get the Odeons down, at least in these 3 cities. In our seats, we want to boost those up as much as we can. That is the dream. Every other city site, in my opinion, can frankly be rural and just be production-based. So this city is a nice priority. It has access to all of these quarries, all of this hills for iron, so a really nice source of both iron and stone. We are not going to have to worry with this huge bread basket we have available to us up here. That is not going to be a problem at all. But the problem is everything else inside of this city is kind of spoken for. We can't really get a lot of other urban improvements in here. So I'm probably just going to let this guy idle for a little bit, or rather this champion city worker idle for a little bit until he has something to work on. And maybe send you out this way over to Yeha. Yeah, at least get this online. Yeah, that makes the most sense. There's a lot of production we can get up in here. But we kind of have to be careful. I mean, this is tight. It is snugged in between 2 mountain ranges, so we want to make sure that we are at least planning out what our city is going to look like. We want this to be, at the very minimum, a high culture and science hub, if not a military production hub, which seems likely for what we're going to be doing here. To give you guys a general idea of how I want to be building my cities, champions are obviously going to be a military hub. That is what this entire family is based around, but more importantly, the common traits of the family. It's a little bit of a deep dive to find this, but if you go over to champions, or even look up champions inside of the, let's call it a Wikipedia, it is amazing the amount of information you can find. But the champion family most commonly will produce heroes and commanders, both awesome generals. So if we're going to be building the units out of here, then we have more generals to assign to them. Now let's take a look over at the clerics. They will be a nice secondary family because they produce commanders, zealots, both great generals, and scholars, which, they're not generals, but these are generals. So if we want to be turning any 2 cities into our military production, it's these 2 because they are going to have the best family members to back up those forces. Conversely, if we take a look over at the patrons, they're producing orators, builders, and scholars. None of those are generals. So these guys are really going to be producing really only our governors. So in the absence of that, we are not going to be focusing this city on military production. We're going to be focusing these 2 and their similar family cities out on military production. But regardless, if we're going to get the culture up in the city, well, we got to get the culture up in the city. So the first thing that has to come online are these gems immediately. So we're going to beeline it over that way. And what else is good for us in here? I'm going to take a second just to build out the designs for these 2 cities at the very least, so that way we can have a better idea of what tiles we can utilize to take advantage for our economy game. Okay, so this seems like a good enough plan. So let me walk you through the idea behind this. We want to make sure that we're able to get some baths around water, at least somewhere in the city. And this is the only access it has to a river system. So this kind of is where the baths have to be. After that, we build the hamlets around them and then the Odeons around those hamlet placements. So we generate this nice little adjacency dependent neighborhood area to the best of our ability. Down this way, we're going to start by building out the courthouse, because you'll be able to build the courthouse before you get access to any of the library level buildings. And you will be able to build that here adjacent to these 2 urban tiles. Then you'll be able to build the library out, which will allow you to build the academy, which will allow you to build the university, all playing nicely with the adjacency to urban tiles rules that you need to build these urban improvements. And we'll do that in the reverse, building backwards or just filling in where these palaces need to be. Now, the reason why we want the scholarship buildings out here is the same reason why we want our scholarship buildings out this way. We want them adjacent to resources, because that is going to give us a little bit of extra base science that these can then multiply. So it's min-maxy, but this is the kind of stuff you kind of want to be taking into consideration when you're planning out your cities. But notice how we don't have any of these cities. No production, which we can build later. We can build down here if we really want to. But in the meantime, I mostly just kind of want to get a little bit of economy up. So at least we have 1, 2, 3 hills that we can all turn into mines, more mines down here, a couple of quarries here, a couple of quarries here, and we know none of that is going to box out any of the major buildings that we need. If we need to come back and drop down a monastery or anything else like that, we can always do that later. No need to worry about that. We can always bulldoze an urban improvement. But that is a secondary building to what our key buildings are actually going to be. All right, so here we are going to be building around, again, the water system, the only river available inside this city, to be building our baths. Our hamlets will then be doing our best to be adjacent, and our culture buildings doing our best to be adjacent to them. Again, starting with our base Odeon, which will get dropped down in 8 turns on a site that it can actually be utilized. Meaning it frees up all of this space for quarries and farms and to expand this way to create the breadbasket. So in the meantime, we can use whatever tiles are not otherwise utilized. We also are going to be dropping this shrine, if we do go for polytheism, over here to make a nice little other lumber mill training wrecking ball. And we'll need to get this farm online so we can get a farmer specialist in here to expand these borders out. So a lot of interesting stuff that we can do in here. This city isn't taking into consideration any of the legal buildings or the science buildings. We'll see if we're able to backfill those, but we'll probably be trying to put down monasteries in here instead. And as we get access to these tiles by building out our culture, by building out our hamlets, it'll be easier for us to get our hands on those buildings. So we'll go ahead and take that from there. I'm going to come over here. I'm actually going to buy 1 order just to get a little bit of mining production online. We need some stone to start working on this. So the sooner we can get a nice 11 spot down, the better. So we'll probably be building all of this into stone. This will probably be another farm, and then we'll build a farmer specialist to grab more stuff out here. And farmer specialists are going to serve us very well inside of a cleric city when we eventually switch over to disciple production. Let's go ahead and end the turn there. Oh, thank God we survived. Okay. All right, Danes, you're going to have to wait. We have to take care of the king. Oh my God. What a close call. Okay, 6 turns. I think we're going to actually just be able to kill both these units in time before the next unit pops out, which is pretty funny. But let's go ahead and finish this guy off. He's stunned. He won't be able to attack back. And thank God, because we can't take any more damage. Only a tactician would be able to pull this off. Well, I guess a hero might have a good chance, but we're certainly happy to have the squid attached to that unit. All right, Danes, what do you want? A warlord from the Danes presents itself as court. He says his people traditionally cement goodwill with a newly met tribe by sharing the bounty of their next hunt in exchange for a gift. We can buy your favor, it looks like, but we don't need the food. I wish you would take the food instead. We would not be intimidated. We have a nice choke point here. It would only take 1 unit to stopgap this, and frankly, once we settle this spot, the militia alone might be enough to stop any invasions coming on through. And I don't feel like spending any of my resources. I feel like we're already tight enough, and with drama right around the corner, we're going to need all our resources that we can get. So I'm going to go ahead and not be intimidated. Screw the Danes. They're beyond our shield wall. Turning over to our workers, we can get over to this gems. So we're going to go ahead and get that online immediately. That's going to help the culture develop in the city, not to mention it provides culture itself. And because it is a rare or a precious resource, it'll also give the patron city an extra 25% towards all of their culture development inside of the city, which will even further push the benefits from drama itself. 1 worker left. Again, not a lot we really need to do with you. I don't want to move you, but we did a good job building up this city as it is. So I'm just going to let you idle for a little bit and do a little bit more exploring. We do want to make sure that we're picking up these little goodie huts before anybody else grabs them. So I'm going to send my scout over this way. And seeing exactly what the Danes have to offer could be interesting, but also a little bit dangerous. Our scout is kind of banged up, so maybe we'll take some time to heal them. Next turn. Persia's not at war with the Numidians. Okay. Turncoats. That's exactly what we like to hear. Unless it's against us. As the war with the Danes heats up, an intriguing development occurs. It seems that there are among those Danes who are adamantly against fighting us, as they should be. A small band have made their way in secret to your court and offer their assistance. Among them, Hemming the Dane. Okay. Mysterious sword, scarred, shield bearer, 4-strength hero. You're a little older than I would like, Hemming, but maybe. Is a warrior of renown, and the others are tradesmen. It would be easy enough to take some or all of them into your service. Lose a little bit of gold and get the soldier. Not sure that's worth it. I don't really need the training right now. We don't need the general. A caravan. Yes, a caravan is great. That is a little bit of gold to get a lot of gold later. We can get them both or pass on the opportunity for 20 XP. No, we are going to do the investment. We are going to spend some gold to grab a caravan. And where is that caravan? Oh, right here? Okay. Immediately send to Persia. That's going to net... We paid 280 for it. That's going to give us 840 for it and extra opinion with Persia. So yes, please keep that piece nice and rolling. Let's take care of our king. We've got to be gentle with him. Gentle. Gentle. Okay, scout. We got to keep on picking up these ancient ruins. So we're going to grab this one here to the south. Beads and figurines. All right, what do we got? We gain ironworking. We don't really need it. Civics does not suck. Or we make the queen happy and the family happy. How happy are they right now? They're almost at 100, so I don't really care about keeping them happy. We already have one son. It would be nice to get another, but we're kind of too old for that. We're pushing 42. You don't often get a son or more children at this age. So kind of have to forego that. Good, you're nice and young, so you'll be able to tutor the kid. So I think we take the civics. That's a nice little pickup. It also lets us get access to a law. Now, monotheism, polytheism, interesting. Both are very good laws. They both have really good effects. But neither is really important to us right now. Polytheism allows you to build all of your shrines in all of your cities, as opposed to only being able to build one copy of each shrine in your entire empire. So that'd be great, but we can't build any shrines right now. So this law not only costs us the 400 civics it takes to get it online, but after that, its upkeep costs us 12 gold a year. So pass. Monotheism, same deal. It's going to cost us 3 civics a year, and it's going to give us one order per city that has a state religion, except we don't have a state religion. So pass. These are really good. I'm glad we have access to them to be able to pick it up whenever we want to. But for right now, meh. Alternatively, we can go for slavery or for freedom. Now, Conquerors, I have to tell you, I am a dirty slaver. It's just so good. It's so good. Look, we have none. We have no income at all for either iron or stone, and this promises us 4 for each city, so that's 12 of each. Not to mention, we have another city about to get spat out. We are about to build another settler out of here. So in 7 turns, we're going to have 5 cities. So that's 20 iron and stone per turn. And who knows if we find out any other city sites to be able to expand to. So it's just, it's very, very good. It's very, very good. But for the sake of science, I am leaning towards freedom. And here's why. Growth. There is such a benefit, as we went over in episode 1, as to why Aksum likes growth. So maybe for science, to lean into this right now might be really good? Might be really good, and it's gonna hurt every impulse I have in my body to do this. But yeah, you know what? We have to. We have to. We have to A, do it for science, B, do it on principle. I want to show you guys various styles of play, and we have this city. Look at this city. This city is going to be worth so much more than just 20 iron and 20 stone. This is going to be everything. This is a Delver's paradise. Let's go ahead and pass freedom, even though it's killing me, and give that a rip. I don't do this often. I don't do this very often. So for the sake of diverse gameplay, we're going to give it a shot. Going to move you down. Going to pick up this goody hut as soon as we can. And then once we have gotten that, it is nothing but scouting all the way to the south. We have 2 orders left. Can't tutor the kid, but we can next turn. Everyone's doing pretty okay, but our economy is shot, so I'm not going to be selling any of my resources to go for an influence mission, even though the margins on this family are a little bit slim. Once families drop into negative opinion, they might generate rebels, and that would kind of suck. It would slow us down, because right now we're having a really fun time doing a very lean militaristic expansion, and if we have to pivot away from this nice greedy expansion, then that it means I don't get to be greedy, and I like being greedy, guys, so sue me. Well, we have 2 extra orders. We might as well move you in place. We plan on building the Odeon here, so yeah, we'll go ahead and move you over here. It seems like the only reasonable move. Okay, Persia. Ooh, that's a nice wonder there, Persia. It'd be a shame if I took it from you later. Old enough to be tutored by courtiers, and we control all 6 of our farms. So let's talk about our son. Right now, our production in civics is very strong, mostly thanks to Caleb over in our court. So we are currently outproducing, civics-wise, our access to laws. That's kind of how I balance it, between going for science and going for civics. What do you need more of? Well, if I have enough science to be able to unlock new laws along the way very quickly, and I have a whole bunch of laws in the backlog that need to get set up, they need to get turned on, then I need more civics. But if I have a whole bunch of civics and I have no laws to turn on, then I need more science. And because we are going to be going tall first and foremost, I think I'm going to send the prince to philosophy school. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Let's see if we can boost up that science. He'll be able to boost up your, most likely, boost up your charisma. So you'll come out a very nice governor, which we could use after, Dad is finished wiping out in a nice little easy genocide. Okay, Prince Adaraz. Off to philosophy school you go. Before we talk about the family's ambitions, let's go ahead and make sure we do not forget about you. We need to get you tutored, which means we're going to sell enough of our... Yikes, it's going to take a lot of our food to be able to tutor the kid. So, because we're tutoring him with a high charisma person, that increases the odds of what stat they give. This tutor mission, and for anybody new to the game, please, the very first thing you do at the beginning of every single turn, if you're a responsible parent, is you ask yourself, are the kids all right? So right now, our kid is neglected. He's not being tutored. He's not being loved. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're putting him in school. Who you assign to your child's education, if of course you had options, of which we don't, but if you did have options, you can do a little bit of shopping to figure out who has the best chance of sculpting them in a way you approve of. There are 2 things to consider. First, what stats they have will change the outcome of the tutor mission, or the likelihood outcome of the tutor mission. So he has a 30% chance to boost his charisma, and he has a 13% chance or 18% chance on discipline to improve the other stats. Also, they have a chance of passing on their traits. If your courtier has a whole bunch of weaknesses, if he is a drunk slop, maybe don't let him tutor the kid. But if he's a nice, frugal minister, then yes, you absolutely let him tutor the kid. So please go ahead and do that. Family ambitions. What do you guys got for me? Stonecutter specialists. Ooh, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Or miner specialists. What's going to come on more quickly? Probably Stonecutter. We want to build drama out. We want to be able to build our citizenships, our scholarships, our shrines. All of this is very stone-based, so we're going to be focusing mostly on stone. So let's go ahead and lean into stone pretty hard. There we go. I am probably going to be making a lot of quarries in here, first and foremost, and then building the Stonecutter specialists also in here. 1, partisan families get +2 per year in civics. And to build specialists, cost civics. We can't see that now, but let's take a look in here. Yes, specialists cost civics. The more your civics, more civics you have inside of an individual city, the faster they'll be able to produce these units. So this city is made for it, so we're going to let them do it. And not to mention, that actually further escalates how much civics they'll have, because stonecutter specialists give extra science and extra civics. So it's just going to kind of turn these guys into a nice little civics powerhouse, which is kind of what they're meant to be in the first place. So it seems like a good strategy to lean into. So this worker and this worker in 3 years are going to start double downing on a whole bunch of stone production, which was kind of already the plan. So sounds good to me. Next off, we take care of the king. Get a nice kill. Don't need to stun a person if they're dead. It's going to take 3 more turns for us to be able to wipe out this camp, which will be just in time for us to not have to deal with the next unit. So let's go ahead and run you over here. Get the city down as soon as possible. Now, who do we give the city to? I think we give the city to the patrons, which is weird. Typically want patron seats to have access to, you know, a lot of culture, being able to build up tall. You get all that wonderful little bonuses by being able to go tall, having extra civics. You can make the better specialists. But quite frankly, we might actually want to build a lot of rural specialists in here. So, yeah. I think I'm going to drop you in here and then actually start building the stonecutters in here as well. So that way this city doesn't have to build out all 4. Not to mention, because the families like it when you keep their cities close to their family seat, well, it'll just keep these guys extra happy. These 2 cities will go to the patrons. These 2 cities will go to the champions. And whatever we find out here will go to the clerics if there is a city to get in the first place. We'll see if we get boxed into just 5 cities. But so far, we've been able to expand very quickly. All right, you 2. Come here, get me another quarry. Gonna take 90 gold. We'll sell more food. Do we want to build another settler? No, that's ridiculous. Can't afford to build another settler in here. What we should be doing is we should be building a specialist. So who's going to be the best specialist to build in here? Probably this one. This one is going to give us more. This specialist would give us... So if you look here, the specialist on the barley is going to give you 2.6 growth. Awesome. 1 science and 10 food. All very good. The specialist here is only going to give us 1 growth, 1 science, and 5 food. But, more importantly, it's going to give us access to this tile. Now, why do we care about this tile? Ooh, actually, maybe him, because it gives us access to all 3 of these tiles. Yeah. So we want access to this tile specifically because that tile is going to be a granary. And that granary is worth 2 growth all on its own. So even if this is only going to be 1 growth from the farmer, that's 2 growth over here. And we want to place the granary here so that way all of these adjacent farms inside of this nice little breadbasket are going to get its adjacency bonus. And we don't want to put 2 granaries right next to each other because, well, they don't get to boost any farm. But if we drop it here, then this lush tile between 2 granaries is going to give us so much food. So we definitely don't want to lose out on that opportunity. So yes, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab this specialist here to grab all 3 of these tiles so we can drop the granary, the farm, and another farm. Yeah, I think that's the best use of those resources. So we still have some stuff left over. I'm going to sell how much it's going to take to get this quarry online. It's going to take 90. Yikes. All right. Gotta do it. We need the stone. We need the stone. Let's go ahead and end the year there. I don't know where you're at, Greece, but enjoy that. This is probably one of my favorite wonders. One, it just looks the coolest, but two, it's very good. I'm not going to be talking a lot about wonders in this playthrough, but I promise that when we do the Egypt playthrough, which is what's going to be coming next, by the way, we're going to be doing a wonder rush and see how many wonders we can pick up in a single game. I think it'll be a nice, fun challenge. Tinderbox. Dry season after dry season in, what would you call this? Wukro? Wukro. Wukro has brought woe and worry to the locals. Trees and houses alike await perhaps only a spark to blaze into towering fires. Yikes. Well, we don't have the stone for it, so we can just kind of let everybody suck it up when things light on fire. But it's going to be a lot of fire. Pain. Luckily, none of our people are in the woods. We don't have any of our things going on, but it does incentivize me to move my scout away so he doesn't get lit on fire. But we will come back to this city in a second. Let's make sure that we're taking care of our king. Move him in closer, so we're getting at least that 7 damage on. So 7 times 3 is 21. Every unit has 20 health, so we want to make sure we're able to kill in 3 turns, or else we're going to have to deal with 2 units. And no, thank you. So a quick slap for some nice punch of damage. Have a settler, move a settler. We want access to as much of this good stuff as we can, and you can't really go wrong with this spot. Look at all that. All right, yep, here we go. And we're going to drop down that patron seat as stated. Very nice. Okay. So I'm going to let these guys focus on their production of everything else. And I'm going to use these 2 cities to mostly focus on getting out our stone production while we're really able to see over these mountains. Oh, wow. More desert out this way. So this is a very nice defensible area. Okay, cool. Maybe set something up right here. So that way, if they want to invade in, they're fighting either on this marsh or in this open kill box. Yep, that seems dangerous. It'll take only, what, 1, 2? Yeah, 1, 2 forts to lock this whole area down with AoE zone of control. Yep, like it a lot, new city, new worker. Always a nice place to start. Well, we'll see. Maybe our other events are going to gift us something that we'll be able to buy our way out of this, so we'll see. Tinderbox, no. The shoemaker. All right. Not all education is found in the classroom. Being witty, humble, righteous, or bold. All of those are very, very good. So I'm not going to be upset about any of them, or I can be greedy. And I can make sure that my son's success is my success, and give myself some nice stats. So what is more important? Setting up the next generation or setting up myself? Gold is getting kind of tight. Our economy is getting kind of tight, and we have 3 turns to rectify this stone shortage, which probably won't be enough because we're going to need 3. Yeah, because we're going to need 3 to get these Odeons. Oh, God, that's 120 stone we're going to need to get our hands on somehow. So maybe gold is the way to go about it. That's an extra 40 gold per turn. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with the stats. Yep, sounds good. Honor Guard. Who do we want to make into our Honor Guard? Well, the only people that are not above 100 are the clerics. So let's go ahead and take a moment to make the clerics a little bit more happy. Very nice. Wow. Wow. What a very relaxing start. All the families are happy with me. We have wiped out a whole bunch of tribes completely needlessly. We have immediate peace with the Empire of Persia. And they have a very interesting empire. We have potentially 2 cities we can easily pick up if we do ever decide to go to war, because they're kind of wide out in the open. And if we push them back into this chokehold, or we cut off their supply lines, then this city just falls. Something to consider. But right now we have peace. No need to think about war, Bull Moose. Take it easy. Take it easy. But nothing bought us out of our tinderbox situation. So, and even if I had the stone, I wouldn't spend it. So, sorry guys. To cinders with you. 3 turns left. So I think our best bet from here is actually to start chopping wood. We're going to need something to sell to be able to buy the stone. And we have all of this wood that is going to eventually get bulldozed over by our improvements anyways. And if we shave off here, it's actually going to save us some orders later. So let's go ahead and just take the time to save orders in the future by spending orders now, getting us some additional wood. Can't quite get over there, but you won't be able to run up to catch me, so I think I'm going to buy one more. Yikes, that might be a mistake. You know, actually, that's silly. I don't need to buy one more when I can just take one chop back. So I am going to come over here and grab this ancient ruin. Oh god, the gods are good. The gods are good. The gods are a little bit early because we don't have the stone production to build these shrines, but I will absolutely take the free technology of divination. That sounds fantastic. It was already on my wish list, so thank you, Santa. And now we have a great ambition that's aligned right with exactly what we plan on doing to regardless by getting our 4 shrines out. That's going to be a lot of culture all over the place. It's culture train time, everybody. So it is nothing but that. We are about building stone and building culture and surviving here. Oh, God. Good. Good. Next turn. Ooh. Oh, God, I even forgot about this. What a good, what a rock star of a start we have going on here. All right, if I lose this game, shame on my name forever. No one, everyone unsubscribe. Don't do it. Please don't. I'm enjoying this way too much. Don't take it away from me. Stun here. Oh, and the critical? Oh, you're saving me a turn. All right, 3 turns. We're going to move this settler into here, drop a champion city in here, and build even more stone. That's just the name of the game. I love it, guys. I love it. Going to send you immediately out this way. Going to build the mine immediately. We need mines to give us iron. We need iron to build more quarries. So a nice little influx of both is always very good. 2 more turns until drama is up, so we are going to save off on these guys. I'm going to move you at least back here and heal once. Nice full health. Seems good. And now we got 2 more workers. I don't want to occupy you guys with anything because I want you ready to build Odeons in 2 turns. So, with the influx of gold that we just got, what we should be doing is getting the culture game going. I know we have it available in 2 turns, but more importantly, we want to try to get some shrines down. So, I am going to take back the movement as well from the scout so we can focus on this area and get our first shrine down. This shrine is great. I'm definitely going to put this shrine down. Don't worry, guys. But I think this one is more immediately good for us. So we're going to come here. We're going to purchase this shrine. That'll be ready in 4 turns. And then as soon as that is done, we'll probably start building the Odeon immediately afterwards. So if you have the Aksumite paganism inside of your borders, inside of your city, that's +2 culture. So this is our fastest way to get it, as opposed to waiting 2 years and then building the Odeon. So we at least get the ball rolling a little bit faster here. Now, where is a good spot to build? Oh, how about this? Is that boost? No, it'll boost adjacent pastures, which isn't great, but, you know, at least it gets us access to more tiles over here. So, yeah, let's come here and also build that shrine. That's 2 shrines down. I'm probably going to build 2 shrines in here as well. Yeah, probably going to build 2 shrines in here as well. Just so everybody, or at least 1 in here. Yeah, we'll build the money shrine in here. No one has access to water outside of Lake Kundi, so yeah, don't sweat that one out. Okay, very good. Very cool. Next year. All right, tutor mission led to an event. The rule of law. Got some good options here. So the prince can be loyal and give us +2 legitimacy, can give us civics and get +1 wisdom, 1 discipline, and become humble, which is a very nice trait. It doesn't help you out with proud characters, but it is a overall very good trait. Or it gives a free courthouse. Ooh, the free courthouse, though. Oh, Tough. Tough, tough, tough. The courthouse is greedy. If he wasn't my heir, if he was a spare, I would grab the courthouse here. That is just a immediately really nice thing to get picked up. But no, alas, no. Alas, we will take care of the next generation and give him the best chance for success. So, yep. That is going to be what we're doing. Now, we do have access again to monotheism and polytheism, but do we want to go polytheism? I don't hate the idea of going polytheism. We don't need to right now. Culture is the most important thing. Yeah, we want to get culture up, and then we can go polytheism when we have access to our monotheistic religion. And that might sound counterintuitive, but here's the kicker. What we want access to is polytheism to get 4 shrines in 1, 2, 3 cities, and then get whatever other shrines are useful, like the War Shrine, or if there's a nice place to put the Forge Shrine inside of this other champion seat, we'll throw that down here too. But what we're really looking for is mythology. Mythology is a theology. Don't let me lose you guys. But whenever you make your religion, you are able to upgrade that religion with 3 theologies, 1 at each level. At tier 1, one of the options that are made available to you is mythology. Mythology gives you additional spread chance, so yay. But more importantly, it gives you even more culture per shrine. So if you have 4 shrines inside of a city, that's 8 culture. Very, very good. And it gives you extra bonus of polytheism, which is hilarious because if you pass the polytheism law, that gives you extra opinion of mythology. So it's a nice little feedback loop. So we will probably be going for that when we have the stone production to be able to actually make it a reality, and after we get the audience down, because we don't need that boost until we have mythology, and we don't need that because we can't get the boost to mythology until we have the shrines down. We can't get the shrines down until we have the stone. And I'm not going to prioritize building other stone-based improvements when I don't even have enough stone to build my audience that we have available right now. So it's first things first, guys. It's order of operations. And if we're trying to get this culture game rolling as quickly as possible, this is simply what we have to do. Well, we got our workers available, so let's go ahead and drop down these quarries. Drop 1 here. Drop 1 here. Very good. That'll be 1, 2 quarries. 3, 4 quarries. Actually, we need to take that back. You can't build this one here, because I need you to build this one here. And why is that? Because we need a quarry available in this city. So that way, when we're done with this worker, we are able to immediately start getting working on our stonecutter specialist. We need 2 stonecutter specialists in each of these places. So we need the city's production available in 3 turns when this production for a stonecutter specialist is available. So what can we do for 3 turns that's going to be the most advantageous? Not a lot. So what I'm going to focus on actually is grabbing this miner specialist. It's 1 turn too many, but it's going to get us access to gems, which is going to give us extra gold, science, culture, training, grab us a couple of extra tiles to be able to build mines on, and it's going to give us a luxury that we can feed right back into our capital to boost its culture levels. We do want to boost the culture levels in the capital because that's the one that's going to need to get to strong level culture first. This is our printer. We want this to be able to bust out as many of our unique units as quickly as possible as we want. So we need as much culture as we can get our grubby little hands on. So luxuries, please, and thank you. We'll build this one out. Actually, we can't do that. We can't do that because we need the citizen. Damn it. Yeah, we need the citizen, and we're not going to get another citizen for 11 years. So I think we're actually going to do a festival in here because this is going to give us extra growth, which will push out another citizen at least a little bit faster, at least 2 turns faster. Yeah, that's a smarter play. We need more citizens in this city so we can get out 2 stonecutters, and we need to build a stonecutter in 3 turns. So we can at least get started on moving ourselves in that direction sooner rather than later. Yeah, at least we do have 1 here. But it's going to take us a while to get access to those second round because we are building this other worker in here. Maybe this worker is a little bit too greedy. This might be a misplay now that I'm rethinking it. If we take you off, How fast do you actually make another person? It's going to take 11 years? Tisk tisk. Yeah, I think we go double festival. Yeah, I think we go double festival. This is weird, guys. This is not how I normally play, but I think this is the right play. I'm going to go double festival in here to get the culture game rolling, to get us producing a second citizen as quickly as possible. And I think we have to delay this worker. One, because we already have 2 workers in the city. Like, we don't need another worker. What we need is faster growth so we can get this ambition done as soon as possible. Yeah. Yep, I'm going to stick with that. Okay. 1 more year until drama is ready and available. I will move you into place. So you can do that very next turn. Oh, it was almost a horrible dad. Are the kids all right, guys? Are the kids all right? They're not. They're neglected. And now they're not. And the year. Drama. A request for tools. Herbalist, carpenter, or educated. 2 of those are good. Carpenter sucks. Or he becomes disappointed, but becomes frugal. Frugal is excellent, especially when we're building a whole bunch of stuff for our one of our governors. But I don't want him to be disappointed in me, because then he might rebel. And if he rebels, he becomes a commander. And a commander is just not useful. It's not what we want out of you. So, yeah. Okay. We'll spend the cash, I guess. I don't wanna. I really don't want to. Sappho. Order witty gay poetess. She's fun. I like to have her on the court if I can. Can I afford to piss off the patrons? I can. I can. That would be a lot of civics. A lot of civics coming our way. Or all of their cities get extra culture. They're both weak, so it's only going to be 30 culture each. But that is 15 turns of culture currently. Decisions. I'm just going to take you on my side. Come into the court. You're going to be producing how much? Yeah, 13 civics. That's hard to turn away. Yeah, you can stay here. Stay with me. Now this is a tough one. Do we want to steal the stone? Our production's picking up. It's going to pick up even more. It's going to pick up even more. So what do we need all the stone for? We need the stone for the shrines. We need the stone for the Odeons, and then the theaters that'll come after that. We need stone for the... we need stone for a lot, actually. I think I'm still going to be going for citizenship here. I'm going to be going for phalanx, which unfortunately is just a useless tech for me right now. We're not going to be building spearmen. We're going to be staying true to our word and only sticking to slingers for the time being, but none of this is useful outside of the fact that it's on our way to all of this other good stuff. And we have really everything else that we needed from the culture game to get our snowball ramped, so I think we just need to start gunning in this direction and beeline it for scholarship with 0 detours. The argument would be to go for navigation. Navigation gives us access to serfdom, which gives us 5 extra orders a turn, but outside of additional scouting, we don't really need the orders, so I'm going to go ahead and pass for the time being and go right for phalanx. Ugh. Everyone wants money. All right, we'll sell our food. It's plentiful. All right, please come out educated. Please come out educated. Please don't become out a carpenter. That is not useful to me. I mean, I guess it makes you an urbanite, but there's not a lot of events that we care for urbanite out of. Please, please, please. Please come educated. We'll see. Okay. You. Well, we have access to Odeons, so we fulfill a promise, except we can't. We sell all our food. Who needs food? Ugh, all our food. Sell it. Some of our... this too. How much do we need? Oh, the pain. The pain. Ugh. An arm and a leg was your price, you monster. 1 more year until we have the settler, and then the king can finally rest. He's just chilling out here. Frankly, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. You can just hang out, you can hang out, but you need to come and start scouting out a little something. We need to find out what's going on out here before the king comes over and gets steamrolled by a random raid. That would suck. Oh. Numidians. We're at war with Numidians. I said you couldn't reach me. Ha ha, neener neener. And, and there you are. Boy. Alright, well, hurry up, settlers, so the king can go out and deal with that. End the year here. Herbalist. Alright, well, it's not the high roll, it's not the low roll. Herbalist doesn't suck. It's included in Sylvan, which is fun for, like, some events. But, you know, it's not super useful, especially because he's going to be a governor. But at least while he is the leader, all of the units will get an additional +2 from the heal action. So it's not bad. It's not bad. Have a settler move a settler. We really need to get that other champion city up here in the south. All right. Ooh, stone. So to everybody who's wondering when I harvest, it's right now. That's 10 stone. I need all the stone I can get my grubby little hands on, so yep. We found the Vandals. I will take actually the other militia. We're not doing anything with our training right now. And if we get raided anywhere, it would be nice to have a little bit of backup. Alright, so we have the Vandals out here. So there is some more places to expand out to. Not bad. Okay, again, we are trying to grow inside of the city, so we're not going to use any more growth in here. We'll rely on everybody else for that. So what do we want? We have one more turn until we have access to another citizen to build another specialist. Do I waste time on a council mission while I wait to do that? It's not the worst case scenario. It actually increases our gold by a lot. And I would mint coin, but we're not at the next culture level yet. Yeah, I'm going to go with waste one turn on council. We can also go festival in here. We haven't already done a festival. Am I just going to do festivals in all my cities? I've never done that before. But yeah, let's push the culture game all the way to its maximum. Let's get weird with it. It gives us growth, it gives us happiness, and it gives us one culture repeating every turn. So as weird as that is, I'm gonna give it a rip. I'm gonna give this strategy a rip and see how this plays out. I actually haven't even done this on my test runs with Aksum. So let's be weird. Let's be weird. Well, we didn't plan on building stonecutter specialists in here, but when we have access to them, why not? Yeah, this one's gonna give us the most stone. So let's go ahead and do that one. 4 turns to get one of our stonecutter specialists out. Very cool. End the year there. Hanging guards completed by Haiti. He's increased his wisdom. Very nice. A boastful heir. So let's take a look at this one. The royal family of Persia visits the court. During a feast, the princess makes a shocking boast about how much better a ruler she would be one day. The king of Persia chides her for her brashness and turns to us for support. What do we say? Well, we are charming, so we get the best option where we can make them both a little happy with us. But here's where I want you to take a look at. When you're deciding how to handle your internal politics, your external politics, your politics with everybody, you should be doing it generationally. So I am 49. King Darius is 52. We are very close in age, which means I'm not going to live much longer after he dies, assuming that we live to the same old age. Meanwhile, the princess here is 17 years old. She will rule long after I'm gone, but making her happy with me doesn't do me any good because the time that she will be in charge of Persia while I'm alive really doesn't help me. So while I can choose to make them both happy, yeah, I think it's better to piss her off to make him extra happy. So yes, that's 100% the decision we're going to be going with. Screw the 17-year-old, and we're going to take care of the schemer. Here we go. Have a settler, keep moving them down towards the south. Is it worth force marching? No, not really. We have other stuff we need to do with these orders. Swing around here, go ahead and get our Odeon online. Like that. I would like to get our Odeon here. Interesting. So let's take a look at this. This is going to give us 20 growth. We do 9 a turn, so essentially it's 2 turns of growth, which means we're going to be able to build it in another 6. It takes 4 turns to build a stonecutter. So we're going to lock that in. So we'll be able to have access to our next stonecutter in 6 years. Or be able to start building one in 6 years. So when you put it like that, we kind of have to start getting this online, because that's going to take, what, 3 years to do? So if we did do it, it would take us 4 years. So yeah, we can start that next turn. There's no need to rush. We can come here, make the good one, not the crap one, and we can do that next turn. And still have it up in time for this city to pump out both. All right, the child is neglected, but also we can also wait for next turn to worry about him because we will still be able to get off our last and final tutor mission at the age of 17. You only have from the ages of 11 or 10 to 17 to tutor your heir. Each one takes 3 years, so you get 3 tutor missions off. I grade my heirs on a scale from 1 to 10. Right now, he's a 5 out of 10. When every archetype provides you with 3 stats, so he will become an 8 out of 10. And if we tutor him one more time, he will be a 9 out of 10. That's pretty damn good. That's a pretty damn good outcome. But we were going to wait till next turn to put that nail in the coffin. I'm not going to spend any more training to get that done. Yeah. No, I stand by all of that. Here we go. All right. Engineer. Converted over to the new religion. Sounds good. Religion is neutral with me. That's fine. All right. Agua connections. Prince Adaraz has been spending a great deal of time amongst his Agua friends. It even seems that the queen herself has taken him under her wing. Well, that's good. You are his mother. While this has political advantages, it's no doubt that the prince has developed a certain aversion for his less practical studies. Interesting. The queen becomes endeared to the prince. Well, that's good. I mean, granted, you probably won't be king long while she's here, but I'm glad that you like your son. No longer philosophy student, becomes a builder. That's not good because you're a hero. Well, actually, you both are scholars, but it's going to fracture your relationship with any heroes, and that's basically the entire champion's family. Yeah, we have 2 heroes here, and who knows how many more are going to be coming on the line, so I don't really want you to become a builder if we can avoid it. Gross. All right, so what am I grumbling about? I mean, a builder's not what I had in mind. And it's going to set him up for, not failure, but for turbulence when he goes and has to deal with all of the heroes that are going to exist inside of this country. Yeah, but a builder's really good. That's a lot of gold for us right now. And on top of that, if we install him as a governor, it's going to reduce the turns it takes to build buildings. And when he's the leader, we can use all these extra workers to stack on top of each other. Yeah, you know, a builder is actually really good for this next stage of the game. It's not what I would have chosen. I would have chosen a scholar, but I'll settle for a builder. Yeah, I'll settle for a builder. A free hand. All right, who are you? The oligarch. Okay. It's a direct contradiction of the royal law of freedom. Ooh. Accused of slaves. Slaves? Why, I would never. Insist that misunderstanding could be cleared up by simply a specific clarifications in the present law relating to specific applications. So you want me to be corrupt, so you get to keep slaves. Huh. Game, why? I tried once to be a good non-slave keeping king, and yet you give me an amazing option to put them in my pocket and switch over to slavery. Why? Why would you do this? We can reduce their opinion of freedom, or we can just take a little bit of a legitimacy hit. I mean, the stone would be great. The stone would be great, and I'm pretty sure slavery, yeah, it gives people a better opinion of builders. No! God, well, you know, when... I tried, guys. I really did. I really tried my best to make the case here. Oh, and I still think there's something to it. So maybe we switch back. Maybe we switch back later. But we actually need the growth. We need the growth because we want more... Like, that's the reason why we're doing all these damn festivals. Let's go and get... No, not a minor. Not a minor. We need 2 turns until we're able to build with this one citizen. Yeah, so we're going to delay this worker. We will build this worker eventually. I mean, we've already sunk in a little bit of production into him, but we will build him once this place has gotten up their next citizen. We just don't want to curtail this place because I do want to expand these borders out. You know, grab this guy over here, grab these quarries down this way by building another quarry here, or actually probably a mine here and expanding out with another mine settler. Yeah, that's probably the play. But yes, there's a lot of specialists we want in here to expand the borders to take advantage of all of this. Like, we really want this quarry in here. So we do want to get access to at least a couple of citizens, and we need to be building our stonecutter specialist to get our ambition up anyways. So we're going to delay it 2 turns while this quarry is finishing, build this quarry, and by that time we'll probably already have our second citizen. And then we'll maybe consider finishing this worker. We'll see. We shall see. Oh, dark skies. So this is really cool. I like when you have this new aspect. You have clear skies over here, no rain. You come a little bit closer, and here's a little bit of rain. And you go a little bit closer, and you see some trees start to move, and you realize that these guys are going to be in a hurricane in a little bit. And it's just very cool. I like it. Warning, hurricane in Persia. It's so neat. It's so neat. Now we don't have to worry about that. We've been remarkably worry free. Weren't we supposed to have like a wildfire in here? Maybe the rain tempered it down? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I'm surprised we haven't had more disasters hit us. So, I don't know, maybe a bug, maybe not a bug, maybe just we're blessed by the gods, but to be determined. So yes, we will switch over to slavery. I tried, guys, I really did. But, you know, the gods have spoken. We're going to come here, grab this extra nice little quarry spot with the positioning on our settler on these urban tiles. So that way we can grab our second champion city. Okay. Oh, and here's more Scythians. So we have King in here. We're going to heal you up. We can expect a raid to come at any moment. We're lucky we haven't gotten raided already, although we have done a really good job of slaughtering everything around us. Economy's really starting to shape up. So we can expect raids from here. 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 Is anybody else having flashbacks to the Babylon game? I am. I'm scared. I am very scared. I've declared war on all of these guys, with the exception of the Vandals, so maybe we should try to make nice with the Vandals. Yeah, you know, we could get them, but we don't have access even to a... we don't have access to an ambassador, so we won't be able to run that peace mission anyways. Oh boy. Oh boy. We do also need a shrine, so I'm going to move you down, and we will drop a shrine somewhere inside of Yeha. Yeha? Yeha. New city, no, not settler. Not new city, new settler. New city, new worker. There we go, and end the year. All right, people are starting to switch over to the new religion. Oh, did we forget to tutor our son? Yes. We were so distracted by him becoming a builder, we forgot to give him another tutor mission. Ah, that's too bad. Ah, I failed you, child. Oh, interesting. I can send you exploring. Wait, you really want to explore? Even as a child, the prince has possessed a faraway gaze, a desire to explore the world, and it's no surprise when he asks your permission to join a scouting mission. You hope the prince will always remember your parting words. Stay safe with us. Yeah, I think we just gotta send him out. We gotta let him do what he loves. We are still young enough where we're not worried about dying anytime soon, and hopefully he will come back to us when we do perish. It makes him endeared to us, which means while he is away, we do get extra points from his stats. These are just worst versions of this, and I don't want him coming out bitter. We don't want to lose any stats on him. And exploring is really good. Exploring means he's going to get an extra 20 XP per year, so even though we missed that tutor mission on him, this is a good way to keep him leveled up. So, yes. Be exploring, my son. You're an herbalist, at least. Hopefully that suits you well while you're out there. I really, really wish we had rhetoric researched at this point, because that would give us access to exploration. And while you have a character exploring, there's a lot of events that will pop up that you can grab a whole bunch of science yields if and only if you have access to the exploration law. So he might not be staying out there for too long. I suppose we will find out. We want to be completing these ambitions. So I'm going to be swinging over here with this little mercenary worker from the west to be able to drop down this forge shrine. We know we're at least putting one here inside of the champion seat, so we're going to go ahead and get that down. We're going to be taking this other worker to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be bringing you down this way. I would love to get this Odeon on, but quite frankly, both of them are going to be giving us culture, and only one's going to be completing an ambition for us. Both of you can get started on that next turn. Both of you will complete it in 5 years. That's just going to have to be enough. We are going to heal here, expecting some shenanigans to be coming out of at least somebody. Yikes. Yikes. I think we should at least start moving into defensive positions. I'm going to bring you here. Bring this militia from Kubar into a duelist, so that way if any raids come from the north, we can move you into position. If any raids come from the south, we can move both of you into position. You guys are the most flexible right here in the center of the empire. We know nothing's coming from here because we have peace with Persia, so this is a nice safe side of the neighborhood. In fact, we should probably move the king somewhere closer to the center as well, but I'm fine with where he's at. So let's keep exploring just a little bit. And end the year. The prince is converted. The family is converted. That's a whole huge +4. Yay! All right. Tragedy, oh tragedy. A nice judge and poet. Nice person to bring into the court. What's it going to cost me? A little bit of civics. We're not using them right now. A little bit of culture, actually, in this city would be great. I would love to speed up their... it would shave off 5 turns for them getting over into developing, which means we'd be able to get found religion. That sounds pretty good. Or we can just increase the opinion. No, I'm going to increase the culture. Let's get the culture rolling. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Nobody freak out. So this is a fun mission. Securing peace. Our queen's up to some shenanigans. They bring us a sketchy deal that says I can make peace with the Danes. That sounds great. We love peace with the Danes. Who doesn't love peace with the Danes? But what you don't realize is that they kidnap somebody's son. But you can smooth everything over. You can smooth everything over as long as you're charming. And we are eloquent and have access to charming. So we can make this work. As long as we don't die, we can make this work. Okay. All right. Easy now. Easy now. Let's go ahead and start working on these ambitions. That's the 3rd shrine. You come here. That is the 4th shrine. Okay. Both of those will be done in 5 turns. Stonecutter specialists. Okay. Here's another one. That'll be up in 4 turns. That'll be up in 2 turns. And I suppose we can build another one in here, and that'll be up in 5 turns. So that's the quickest way that we can get it. We can also build a second one in here, but I don't really think we have to. Yeah, I don't see a reason why we need to build another one in here when we can just build the gems instead. Yeah, that's the plan. But I'm so glad I did those festival missions. Being able to get up this many specialists early on, each one of these guys is worth 1 science. So all 3 of them together is 3 science, which is a 20% increase to what we're currently producing. I'll gladly take that. It'll shave a couple of turns off phalanx. Speaking of which, maybe we go for even more science. Yep, science and culture. Get that on board. Thank you very much. We could stuff you in here at the cost of a little bit of gold and some civics we're not utilizing. We can get that guy out a hell of a lot faster. Yeah, practically cut that in half. Huge. Thank you, Sappho. Our economy's looking solid. It's looking real good. It's looking really good. We got a lot more stuff to build. I think we are going to try to go for polytheism, but that means we're going to need even more stone. And if we go for all that stone, it opens us up for the possibility of going for additional wonders later on in the game. Are there any wonders I'm particularly interested in? Let's take a peek. Ziggurat. Wow, Ziggurat's still here? That is surprising. Maybe we go for Ziggurat. Yeah. Just a whole bunch of culture and civics. Something we can slap down right here inside of our holy city of our capital. Might be good. Apadana's not bad. We're going to be building a lot of buildings, so cutting down on our overall maintenance cost for all our buildings would be really good. Royal Library and Museum. Oh, if we want to go Science Rush? Ooh, do we want to go Science Rush? Yeah. Yeah, of course we do. Of course we want to go Science Rush. Because we're going to be building all these awesome science things inside of this city. Has to be built next to the capital. We got a spot for that. Also needs to be built next to the capital. Whoops. Can't do both. Connected forward cities get science. This is a tougher one to pull off because unless you have like a nice little river system or you're on the ocean, it's hard to get a whole bunch of connected cities. So maybe we skip over Royal Library and we just go for Museum. So Museum for sure. We can chop our way into Museum. And the rest of them are legendary. I mean, Circus Maximus doesn't suck. Getting additional mounted units. Yeah, mountain units get swift, and we have access to horses in here, and we are probably going to be going for cataphracts in the late game. So, yeah, maybe Circus Maximus and Museum. All right, I don't hate that. And maybe Apadana along the way, maybe Ziggurat along the way. Okay, so there are some wonders that we're interested in. So yes, we're going to keep leaning into stone production until we get all our buildings up and we're done going tall. And then we are going to be going military, military, military. Fun, fun, fun. All right, guys, the plan is coming together. The plan's really coming together. No complaints over on my end. I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to call it there. We are going to be looking to lean more into stone production. We're going to be looking into more wonder production later, building up our science even more, and keep rocketing along to scholarship because we're on a really good trajectory so far. Again, I find it hilarious that we just get to skip right over ironworking, but we could use some more military. We've been really, really greedy. We've been really, really lucky. We have peace with one tribe out here, so this so our west flank is shut down, our east flank is shut down, and we only have to deal with the north and the south. And frankly, we might even expand out there next year because look at this. It's a pretty good city out here. Get some ore, got a couple of sets of olives. I don't hate that. Do our families want olives? No. But I want olives. Who doesn't like olives? But we will see how the quest for olives goes in the next game, guys. In the meantime, happy conquering.